Coming into Salinas Pueblo Mission National Monument, Abó Ruins, 3/4 of a mile. Even right here, there's some interesting buildings. Very cool. Abó Ruins. Beautiful, beautiful. Look at that scenery. Woo! I saw one of them in the distance, but then the hill got in the way. It's quite a bit of ruins. Very cool.
In the region about as early as 800, and originally in pit houses, and then jacals, and then the masonry style pueblos. And then the Spanish, they arrived much later. They came in 1622 here. The older pueblo kind of sits where you see the hills there in the distance. The newer contemporary pueblo sits just to the south of the church or to the left of the church there. So of course you're seeing what's left of the mission church here. Actually, it would have had a layer of adobe style plaster and then a thin layer of white gypsum plaster on the outside of it. So you're sort of seeing the base layer of building material, the red sandstone.
Oh, so so it would have been covered, but that's all eroded over time.
Yes, correct.
Cool.
Right, today we're going to be doing the Senior Ranger program, the Junior Ranger program, a photo scavenger hunt, as well as Park Ranger for Jazzy. And we are at the Abó Unit of Salinas Pueblo Missions. Woohoo! Here at Abó, you are able to walk through and check everything out. And yes, I've been pronouncing it Abó, but it's Abó. As we were talking to the ranger, he said Abó, and I was like, oh, I've been saying it all wrong. There's a very, very nice kiva. Excellent. The ranger told us that these red rock stones were covered in a white, I guess, masonry. And this, what we're in right now, is the church at Abó. Today, this is where I live. I am at Abó Ruins, and it's part of the Salinas National monument ruins in New Mexico. This arroyo, along with spring-fed Espinosa Creek, provided the water essential for life in Abó's dry climate. Catch basins here trapped runoff used to water terraced fields farther down the valley. Erosion here exposed the Abó sandstone formation, which provided the building blocks to construct the pueblo and mission. When scribed with a sharp blade, the fine-grained red sandstone of the Abó formation will break along clean lines, making it ideal for masonry. Very cool. The arroyo where water came rushing down. To kind of carve through here. And I'm sure it still does to this day in monsoon season, I would think. Now we're to the backside of the mission church. The ranger told us that the trails at the 3 different units are each around 3/4 of a mile long. So pretty easy to do. Wheelchair accessible. And at least at this one, no real climbing, and I really doubt that there is any real climbing at any of them. So very pleasant to take it in. More view of the arroyo. Very cool looking. Oh, there's a little bit of water. You see it? On December 17th, 1853, almost 175 years after the Tompiros and Franciscans left, a U.S. Army expedition came upon Abó. Their leader, Major James H. Carleton, wrote, "In the mystery that envelops everything connected with these ruins, there is much food for very interesting speculation. Until that mystery is penetrated, Abó belongs to the region of romance and fancy, and it will be for the poet and the painter to restore to its original beauty this venerable temple." Don Federico Cisneros, 1894 to 1988, had close ties to these ruins. His ancestors helped resettle Abó in 1869. Fred's father owned this land and charged his young son with caring for the old mission. Later, Fred served as caretaker when New Mexico preserved the site as a Abó State Monument. When Abó became part of Salinas Pueblo Mission's National Monument in 1981, Fred became known as the nation's oldest park ranger. His final wish was to be buried here, beneath this juniper tree near his beloved mission San Gregorio de Abó. I don't know if you can tell it or not, but the wall of this is really bowed out. And these are overlooking a pretty good cliff over there, but I can't walk over to it because that would be walking off the path. I am at Abó at the Salinas Pueblo missions. A lot of ruins to look at. Nice little picnic area here. Now leaving the Abó Unit of the Salinas Pueblo missions. This straight ahead is a private residence, and they have some ruins on their property. How cool is that? This was a neat little cliff area that we drove through coming in, so I thought I'd show it to you coming out. And this unit is really close to Highway 60. Not very far off at all. Very worth the trip to see these ruins. It was excellent. Very pretty views in the distance there. I am now going to cattle guard. I am now going to head to the Salinas Pueblos Missions National Headquarters. I am now headed to the headquarters for the Salinas Missions ruins. It's hard to remember all those words. I'm at the Salinas Pueblo missions in New Mexico, and today this is where I live. Be sure and check out my channel, Shalom on the Roam. I find peace everywhere I roam.